Nick, Wild Web, Heavyweight, 11-0, 9 knockouts. Subscribe to Sporting Icon for your latest boxing news. Come!
So Huey Fury wins the British heavyweight title last night by defeating Sam Sexton in 5 rounds. He drops him in the 4th and ultimately stops him in the 5th and dominated him before that. And straight away he calls out Anthony Joshua, as in that's a fight that he wants and he believes that he'll beat Anthony Joshua. And this is what Huey Fury had to say. Anthony Joshua is a world champion, so he cannot take anything away from him, but I fancy that fight. After this, I'll be knocking on his door soon enough. If he's still got hold of those belts, the sooner the better for me. Hopefully it will come, get the mandatory position, and then that fight will happen. I'm ready for that fight whenever. He's never fought anyone like me. No one has ever fought anything like me. A different type of heavyweight to what you're seeing. And you're seeing a different Huey Fury again on Saturday night. So that was his statement. He did go on and talk about some other bits as well, but anyway. So yeah, it was an impressive victory over Sam Sexton. But I'll say it again, an impressive victory over Sam Sexton. He did well against Joseph Parker. I can't take it away. And he's absolutely right. He is different to a lot of heavyweights, no doubt about it. But I think what makes him difficult is that, or different even, is that he's very difficult to hit, much like Tyson Fury is. Although I think would it be arguable that Tyson Fury is a little bit more easier to hit based on the fact that he has been dropped before Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury is improving. Huey Fury is, of course, improving. Huey is only 23 years old, but their styles are very, very similar. Of course, they're trained by the same guy in Peter Fury, which is Huey Fury's father. Now, don't get any ideas. It's unlikely we're ever going to see these two have a fight, right? It's very, very unlikely. But it's good that he's got the ambition. It's good that he wants to get in there with the champions. And he has self-belief. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But here's my thing. He had the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua before, but said no because he felt it was a working man's purse. But yet you were fighting the likes of Fred Cassie and people like that. I mean, how much money were you making then? Do you know what I mean? You had the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder, but you didn't. So this is kind of my issue. The fact, for me, I don't like it. Now, I understand, had he have come out and said, well, I'm not doing it because I'm still young, I'm still learning, and I don't feel I'm ready, I can give him full credit, full respect for it. But to say, well, we're not doing it because of money. But if you're fully confident of beating Joshua, he should have took on Joshua then. And then in the rematch, becomes the A-side, right? That's what he could have done. But he didn't. So for me, I think Huey Fury, I think if the money is right, he'll get in there with anyone. And he'll give everyone trouble. This is not going to be an easy walk in the park for Joshua, but I do feel that he will catch Huey and stop him as of right now. In a couple of years' time, I don't know. I really don't know. But for now, I think Huey Fury, I think a win over Sam Sexton, just don't get carried away with it. As I said, it was Sam Sexton. He'd been defeated, was it 3-4 times before this already, against people who you just would not even talk about, really. Okay, so he did well. Okay, he did dominate him. He controlled the fight, kept him behind the jab, was very difficult to hit, and that's how it's going to be for a lot of fighters. It doesn't matter what kind of level he fights at, it's going to be difficult for them to hit him. But he gets in there with somebody a bit taller, like a Wilder, who has a longer range. He could be in trouble. He gets in there with somebody like Joshua, who is arguably more technical. But at the same time, I think that Huey would definitely frustrate him over a few rounds. But I do feel right now, I think Joshua will be patient with him and chop away at his body. He gets in there with Dillian Whyte. Again, I think Dillian Whyte will chop away at his body. For me, that's where Huey Fury is vulnerable. But for him to get carried away and call out Anthony Joshua, and it's too early, man. It's way, way too early. Now, see, for me, he shouldn't have took on Joseph Parker in the first place, because the level of opposition that Huey was fighting before that fight, and for the fact that he was off for a long, long time, was about 18 months, then I think that the level of opposition that Huey was fighting was below British level. So to go from below British level straight up to world title was huge. It was too much. Far, far too much. Again, some people say he beat Joseph Parker. Okay, that's fine. It was a very, very close fight. But for me, had he thrown a few more punches per round, yes, he would have beaten Joseph Parker. But the fact is he didn't. But it's a learning curve. And I do feel that a loss will help him long term. I really do. I don't define people by a loss. One loss does not mean that your career is over with and you'll be forever tarnished. Not at all. Unless, of course, you get absolutely blitzed and then knocked out, then maybe. Maybe. But I think him against Joshua, I don't think so at all. For me, he needs to take on somebody like Joe Joyce. He's already turned that down. So that kind of goes to show you the confidence that he has. So he won't be fighting Joe Joyce. Maybe Derek Chisora. Maybe. Again, he can certainly outbox Derek Chisora. Not too sure if he can stop him, but he can certainly outbox him. Maybe Ajit Kabiel, who's a European heavyweight champion. That would be a good look. Why not? Big baby Jarrell Miller, again, very tough, and Jarrell Miller will keep on coming forward. So Huey Fury is really going to have to be on his A game, and Jarrell Miller will connect with him. So it'll be interesting to see how he takes the shots. Again, Dillian Whyte, I think Dillian Whyte at this point is far superior to Huey Fury. I think he beats and stops Huey Fury right now. But it'll be interesting to see if that fight happens. Unlikely, though, to be honest, because obviously Dillian Whyte's going after the world titles. He's got an option of IBF or WBC mandatory positions. So again, that's unlikely. So who's he going to take on? No idea, but I don't want him to rush. I want him to progress. That's what I want, because I believe he's got the abilities to do well. I really do. So to try and get to world level within the next fight or two, no. I mean, he's definitely above British level, no doubt about it. But he's not an elite fighter. He's not. He's very, very vulnerable right now. And as I said, the body he's vulnerable at. But people tend to go headhunting against him, which is a mistake for me. Because I said, because of his height and his awkwardness, all he's got to do is lean back a little bit, and you can't hit him. You really can't. So, but it'll be interesting. But for him to call out Anthony Joshua, no, I don't think so. And for me, he's already had his opportunity, and he turned it down for money. He turned down Deontay Wilder. I forget the reason why. It may have been because he wasn't ready, or it may have been because of money. I forget, to be honest. So, but either way, he's had his opportunity. He didn't take it. Maybe now he feels he's ready. Okay, that's fine. But as I said, he's got to get into mandatory position, and to do that, he's going to have to defeat a Dillian Whyte. He's going to have to defeat a Alexander Povetkin. These kind of guys, a Jarrell Miller. That's what he has to do. Otherwise, he's not going to get mandatory, is he? He'll probably get through the WBO, but at the minute, the mandatory is Alexander Povetkin. So, I don't know, who's he going to have to beat there? Big baby Jarrell Miller is the only one he's going to have to fight to become mandatory there. And I say WBO because Frank Warren, he's got his fingers in the pie with the WBO, it seems, along with Bob Arum, because all their fighters always go WBO route. But I don't know. It will definitely be interesting to see where it is that Huey Fury goes. Who does he fight next? As I said, for me, and I know a lot of you guys based on the comments last night, Ajit Kabiel would be a good look. And a winnable fight for Huey Fury as well to become the European heavyweight champion. That'd be really good. Manuel Charr, I think Huey Fury beats him, but he's got his own engagement with Freza Quendo. I don't want to get into the whole Freza Quendo thing because that just pisses me off. So, if that fight can't happen with Freza Quendo, Huey Fury, Manuel Charr, yeah, that'd be interesting. Would Tony Bellew, would he be up for it? Probably not, because not enough money in it. So, I really don't know. Derek Chisora, maybe. I think maybe Derek Chisora might do it if he's offered enough money. But, of course, with Huey Fury working on Mick Hennessy shows, it's like a bingo hall kind of night out. That's what it looks like, to be honest. It looks cheap. The fighters on the undercard are not that good, to be honest. But, although Savannah Marshall, I really liked the look of her last night. She looked good. She looks like she could go all the way and become world champion, no doubt. And of course that was only her second fight, was it, or third fight? But yeah, Savannah Marshall, she looked real good. Reece Cartwright was on the undercard as well. He's decent, but he looked awkward. He looked like he can't box. That's what it looked like at the minute, but I don't know, maybe he can. Maybe he was just having a bit of an off night at super middleweight, but I don't know. Either way, I don't think Huey Fury should be even thinking about Joshua right now. He's not ready for Joshua. He's not ready for Wilder. He would certainly give them all trouble, but ultimately I believe he'll lose right now. And again, with Dillian White, Joe Joyce is a fight I would love, but as I said, he's already declined that one so far. So unless they can work something out, then it's unlikely that's going to happen. But anyway, drop your thoughts below as to your thoughts of him saying that he's ready for Anthony Joshua. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the very next video.